Hi guys, welcome back. This is the second video of chapter 13. I'm going to talk about solving quadratic equation by three methods, which is factorizing, completing square, and quadratic formula. But today, this video is only focused on how to use factorizing to solve quadratic equation. So let's get started. Solving quadratic equation by factorizing. Before I explain how to factorize, let's revise how to expand first. By expanding two brackets. Like for this example, so you can see when I have x plus 2 and x plus 3. So when we expand, you get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Then you can see from here, this plus 3x plus 2x is actually when we add these two, 3x and 2x. That's why we get this 5x. Okay, so the middle part is actually you add these two, and the first and the last one is multiplied by this and 2 and 3, you get 6. Okay, so the middle one is actually the sum of these two terms. Okay, let's see the second one. When we have two minus here, we do the same thing here. Then in the end, we can see this minus 3x minus 2x is actually from here. You can see from here and these two. So that's why you get this 5x. Okay, minus 5x here. So the third one is plus and minus. You can see plus 1 minus here. So the answer will be minus 3 and plus 2. This is how we get the answer. So that's why we get minus x as a final, because like minus 3x plus 2x, you get minus x. Okay. And don't notice this become minus, because plus 2 times minus 3, that's why I get minus 6. The last one is minus and plus. Minus and plus. Then you do the same thing. You find out that plus 3x minus 2x is from these two, and then the final answer will be plus x, because plus 3 minus 2, you get positive 1x. Okay, so I want you to notice something. When we have this x squared plus 5x plus 6, our factorizing method, our factorize, when we factorize it, you get the answer as both positive also. If this is positive and positive, that one also positive and positive. Okay, you can see from the second example, if this is minus and plus, then when this is plus and minus, you can see our both answer will be minus when we factorize it. Okay, the third one, if this is minus and minus, then we always have 1 plus and 1 minus for our answer. And then this minus is because the minus sign belongs to the figure which is bigger. Let's say 3 is bigger than 2. Right? So the minus sign belongs to 3. That's why minus 3 plus 2, you get minus x. Okay, so if we have this 1 plus and 1 minus again, so actually our answer also 1 plus 1 minus. The answer is 1 plus 1 and minus when we factorize. But you notice this, when this is positive right here, the positive must be given to the bigger number. 3 is bigger than 2, so I give positive 3 to positive to 3, and instead of giving like this positive to 2, right? So you can see the difference between these two. When these two are minus, we always end up with plus and minus for our answer. And then the bigger number, this two bigger number is determined by this one. If this minus, the bigger number must be with minus. If this is positive, the bigger number must be with positive. All right. So if you get the concept of this thing, then later on you will get very easy to how do we factorize. Remember, plus plus, you end up with plus and plus. Minus and plus, always minus and minus. If you have minus plus minus, plus minus, we always have minus and plus for our answer. All right, so you can write this in front of some method. So basically these two are quite similar. All right, okay, next, now let's do how to factorize quadratic equations. The first example. Now, when I see this thing, when I see this plus and plus, I will know my answer surely end up with plus and plus. And this is x and x in front, because we need to get x squared. So the next thing is we need to find two factor for 12. You ignore 7 first. You just have to find the factor for this one. What are the two numbers multiplied to get 12? So my choices, you can see I have many. I can 1 times 12, I get 12. 2 times 6 also get 12. 3 times 4 also get get 12. But because this one is plus and plus, you can see this plus 7 must be from 3 and 4. You cannot have 2 and 6, you get 8. This one plus together, you get 13. So it's not the answer. So this one must be from 3 and 4. So that's why I know I need to put 3 and 4 inside these two as the answer. All right. All right. So if the question asks you to solve x squared plus 7x plus 12 equal to 0, this is how we do. We factorize this, right? This is how we get this, the factor. After you've got this thing already, then you equal this, the first bracket, to 0. Then find out what is x value. X will be minus 3. And if x plus 4 equal to 0, x has to be minus 4. So these two are the what we call as the roots or the x value for when we solve the quadratic equation. Okay, the next question is about minus and plus. Remember, if we have minus and plus, our answer is supposed to be both minus. Because both minus, only I can give minus for this, and this one become plus because this one time this one will get positive number. So I have few choices. Again, I have 1 and 8 or 2 times 4. Okay, because 2 times 4 you get 8, 1 times 8 you also get 8. But in order to get negative 6, it has to be from these two. Minus 2 minus 4, only I can get minus 6. So the answer has to be 2 and 4 in this bracket. Right? These two in front and at the back doesn't matter because both negative. So you can write x plus x at minus 4 and at x minus 2 here also can. So when the question asks you to solve this like this, all right, so basically we need to try to factorize this one if possible, then you get the answer. Make sure the first bracket equal to 0, then you get x equal to 2, or this one equal to 0, you get this as 4 as answer. Okay, remember x plus plus, you get plus plus, minus and plus, we get minus and minus. It is quite simple. Okay, next move on. Another example is this one, x squared minus 3x minus 10. Okay, so if you have minus and minus, so confirm in our head, we should know our answer will end up with 1 plus and 1 minus. Now we need to guess the factor for 10. Okay, so our choice is 1 times 10 or 2 times 5. Okay, then we need to decide which one to put which one. Now you cannot simply put any these two inside this any freely. Okay, so minus 3x has to be from plus 2x minus 5x. Okay, this 5 must giving a negative sign, so that minus 5 plus 2 only you get minus 3. So that's why the 2 must put in the plus sign and the minus 1 must be with 5. All right, so when we ask to solve this, then you try to factorize, you get this, and then make this equal to 0 and make this equal to 0, so you get x equal to this and x equal to 5, right? Just like this, right? So another problem will be the last one. Right? So we have, when we have this as minus sign and this is plus sign, the answer supposed to be the same thing with this, 1 plus and 1 minus. And we have few choices again, right? 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. You can see quite similar, these two, all right? But then because this is plus 3x, so that means the plus sign must with 5 right now, instead of just like this. So you can see actually our factors still 2 and 5, then you need to be careful of the plus and minus sign. In order to get positive 3x, it has to be 5x positive minus the 2x. So that's why minus sign has to be giving to 2 and the positive sign must give to 5, right? Then only you'll be correct. So if we ask to answer this question, like solve this, then you just have to use this and then put it here and then try to solve first bracket equal to 0, the x will be equal to 2, or this one become 0, x equal to negative 5. Yeah? Basically, we have 4 types of the factorizing when you have both plus plus, minus minus, plus minus, and minus plus. You have 4 types on here. Okay. Next one, let's see some more example. Okay. When we have this kind of question without the x in between, you can see this question is only x squared minus 9. So basically, I will change this 9 become 3 squared. Agree? Because 3 squared is equivalent to 9. So when we have a negative sign in front and this one, so actually when we factorize this one, our answer is this one. Because from here you can see this, when we expand, this one is plus 3x minus 3x. That's why you get normal x in between. So this is the answer. This is a very special case of factorizing. Also, be careful, right? Students sometimes forget about this one. Okay, let's say when after you have this one, when we ask to solve this one, you can see our answer will be this one. So x will be minus 3 or positive 3. Okay, let's see another example when we have this kind of question asked to factorize. So if these are the square number, what I call a square number, because you can make it into a square number like that. So it will follow the same law here, follow the same law. The answer will be 2x plus 6 and 1 plus 1 minus, actually the same figure here, right? The 1 plus 1 minus. So if the question asks you to solve this one, then you just make it here and then solve one bracket by one bracket. You get the final answer. Okay. All right. Another one is this one. This one is without x. This one is without number. For this one is the simplest factorizing. Okay. From these two terms, we try to get the same factor. This one, 4 and 16. 4 is the common factor. X squared and x, the x is a common factor. That means I can pull out the 4x, and then after that make a bracket. The leftover you just put inside the bracket. So 4x times x, you get 4x squared. 4x times negative 4, that's why you get negative 16x. Okay, so this is the answer. So if the question asks you to solve this thing, so we do this, all right, the equal to 0, and then this one is without bracket, right? But you can just directly equate this to 0. So 4x equal to 0, so x will be equal to 0. And this bracket equal to 0, x will be equal to 4, right? Okay, this is another example. Okay, so when we have plus and minus again, we have plus and minus again. So basically we know it has to be end up with 1 plus 1 minus in our factorizing process. So we have few choices. Let's see. You can have, because this is 3x and then you only have 1 here, so confirm this is 1 and 1. So either this is like that, 3x times x, only you can get x squared, 3x squared, or x times 3x, you get the same thing, but the thing is this plus and sign make a big difference. So in order to get positive 2x, the only choice must be from negative x plus 3x. This is how we get the answer. Negative x plus 3x. So the only choice is this one. This will be our final answer. We cannot take this because you get different x in the middle. Right? This one will get minus 2x, right? So only positive, and when we want to get positive 2x, it has to be from this answer. So basically, this one, when we factorize, you get this one, okay? So if the question asks for this, to solve it, then you just use this, and then after that, follow, and step by step, then you get this equal to 0 and the second bracket equal to 0, then you get the final two answers. Okay, so normally for solving quadratic equation, we have two answers. Two answer, one, you see, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and so okay. So basically that's the end of this part, and then I hope you understand. And if you don't, you just look back again this video, and you can try your practice with some exercises from here, 13.7, 13.8, and 13.9. Follow my question here. Right? Okay, until then, I'll see you again soon. Thank you.